All right, good afternoon, everybody. So today we are just going to focus on some of the pairs. So I'm just going to start with the Eurocad. So our topic today is how we stay away when market accumulate. So I just wanna talk about accumulation. So let's start with the Eurocad. I'm not going to do most of the currency, but I'm just going to do maybe 3 or 4 currencies, so that if you can tracking it like by next week, you can be able to be profitable with those 3 currencies, right? So let's start it with the Eurocad. All right. So something wrong here. Okay, actually let me just go to 1 hour on Eurocad. Okay, so like what you are seeing here on the Eurocad, let me just take my annotation too. I just want to show you something that is most of the traders, they are not even able to come and doing it, and they always thinking maybe it's a double top or a double bottom. But that's the reason why I leave to trade the double bottoms or double tops, because of why when the market does this, it keeps you like as many traders, they will get falling full here. So all right, so let me just try to take my annotation too, so that I'm going to show you here. So like on our side, here's the Elo 12 we have this, like let me just take the blue color. Many traders, they are going to have to put something like, I am already seeing this one at the projection, but I just want to show you this is not going to happen. So they take the line here, they put the line here, and they said when it breaks here, they have to sell here. But to sell here is just going to sell, you are going to get 40 pips or 30 pips, because so guess what, it's just going to come here and they should have to push higher. So that's why the reason why most of the time when I was trying to trade double bottoms or double tops, you can finally, it can gives you like a few very pips, and you always even targeting, like for example, you can even targeting for example down here, but guess what, it's not even going to push to go like that much far to come back. Right, so let me just clear everything here, Jenny. I just want to explain something for you here. So on the Eurocad, we have another 1, 2, 3. Right, so let me just take the yellow color again. So now we have this impulse. So what I see here, there's a 2 possibility that it can happen on the Eurocad, but this is what I don't trade this. I don't trade these short moves because of why. And when correction develops, there's so many alternatives that the correction it can develops. Right. So for the first thing that I see is a 1, 2, 3. All right, so after this 1, 2, 3, what I see again, I see another 1. It can be this and does this. Let me just try to do it in clear. Right, so there's a possibility that it can even come like this and does this and it does this and come down before it pushes higher. So meaning to say this is going to be a W and an X and a Y. After this, that is how it's going to push higher, or either it cannot even play like that, it can even play like this. It can start to do this here and do this here and come back here and pull back here. All right, so if you are a trader and you want to always be a profitable trader, you should have to always to stay out of this, because of this is a correction. And when corrections place, there's a main alternative that correction it can place. So I'm always targeting this impulse. So for Eurocad for the next week, what you should have to do, you should have to be patient with this. You have to dash this and come down like this. And let me just try to clear everything here. If it does started to correct here, should have to come back here. I'm not even interested. What I have to do, I need this Y leg. Possibly it can also even ABC, but we should have to always know to stay out of it. So before we go further about this Eurocad, I just want to show you something on our channel, what we always doing, and why is it very important to understand where is your trend. Like for Eurocad, the trend is down when it comes to the 4 hours, but when it comes to 1 hour, the trend is up. So if you're trading this, meaning to say you're going to trade this one at the 15 minutes, but you're not going to be profitable because of why the trend so far on the 1 hour is up. So most of the traders, they come on maybe on 15 minutes, 5 minutes, or 30 minutes, they try to take a trade to the downside, but you can finally, that's wrong. What you should have to understand most of the time is where is your next trend. With your trend, is it up or is it down? And in terms of the time frames, if it's a daily, if for example maybe on the daily it's up, yes, of course you can trade opposite of the trend, maybe on the 1 hour and 2 hours, because of it's fine. But when your trend is down on the 4 hours, you can also be able you can also even trade the opposite of the trend on the 1 hour or on the 30 minutes, maximum 30 minutes. I don't prefer to trade the 15 minutes because there's a possibility, there's a many possibility of losing money, unnecessary money on the 15 minutes. All right, so this is Eurocad. Let me just go through to Bitcoin. Just go to Bitcoin. Right, so on the Bitcoin, I take the trade here when it was here. I just want to show you something here. What is the most very important things when it comes to understand the structures? When it comes to understand the structures, I take the trade here. Let me just take my annotation 2. Bring my annotation 2. This was the trade. I take the trade here and I exit when it comes here. The reason why I exit here, because of why this is a clear 5-wave move to the downside. 1 here, and we have got 2 here, and we've got 3 here, and 4 and 5. Right, so let me just clear everything here. So this is your trade for the next week. What should you have to come and do on this crypto? What you should have to do here, because of why we should have to need to come down here. We are not reaching our targets here. So what you should have to do, if you're a pro, I see this is an impulse and it started to come like this. Let me just try to use the different color, and it does this, and it does this. This was sorry, I don't know why is it doing this. We have a 1 here, another 1 here, and a 2, and it comes like this here. There's a possibility it also can does this and come like before it resuming higher. So what I'm not going to do so far, I should have to stay away out of this. I need more data on the Bitcoin, but the truth of this one, we should have to wait. So this one I'm going to updating it on my channel, on my WhatsApp group channel. I'm going free group channel. I'm going to update this one. I'm going to give this one a signal for you. So what I should have to wait for this one, I should have to wait for this one. If it does this, then I'm going to tell you how to sell this one, because it should have to come all the way to the downside before it resuming higher. Right, so that's all for the business. That's all on the Bitcoin. Let's go to the repo. Let's try to look the structure on the repo. All right, on the repo, the structure is much clearer than on the Bitcoin. Right, so on the repo, the first thing that I see on the repo is 1, 2, 3. Okay. Right, so on the repo is clear structure. What I see on the repo, this is something like this. Okay, so meaning to say if this was a W and then this was a Y, and meaning to say we are getting another X here, and what we have to do here is develop like this here. What it should supposed to do, it does this. Let me just try to do in a different color so that you can even see what I'm trying to show you here. The first thing what we had this, and we are also on this level. So this is possibly that you can even start to correct here, even to push higher, and before it comes down. So what does this mean? We need to say, well, this is, if this is an X and this is our Y, and this is our X, we should have to come for a Z before we are resuming higher. So this is how is it clear on the repo. So on the repo we are expecting 11 swing sequence here. So what should you have to do is to be patient with this. Let's try to get more information on this one, because the structure is not clear here. It can give us a double or even a triple here. All right, let's check Litecoin. On the Litecoin, right, on the Litecoin, the structure is actually similar to the Bitcoin and the Ripple, but on the Litecoin it seems we have got a different structure compared to the other cryptos. So that's this here. It was this here, and I should have to it. So on this one it should have to maybe to push higher here. Does this, and it should have to also come to the downside like that way. So what does this mean? It's only meaning to say, I just want to check something here. It seems the orthodox law of the Litecoin is different with the another. It seems it's here, so meaning to say we are going to have a W here if this is X and a Y, but which is fine when crypto, when Bitcoin pushes to the upside, it also Ripple, it will push it, also Litecoin and Ripple, they will also move together. Right, so lastly, I don't have that much time. I should have to run somewhere, but I should have to show you something so that you can also be a good, you can also trade some of the good moves for the next week. So let's just go to the Audnzd. So on the Audnzd, let me just try to clear everything here and come back to 2 hours. And the 2 hours, okay, sorry. Right, so on the NZD, it seems the trend is going to be higher for the next session. So what you should have to do here, I just want to show you this one. It's a very good trade to tracking it. If you can be able to understand one of the develops, when the structure develops, you can also be able to identifying it. All right, so on the US dollar, what I've been see for the first time, just try to do this here. So when market accumulate, I don't involve myself. So it seems we have got W here, and this was our X, and we are coming for a Y. So any take it to the upside. So that's how you can trade Audnzd. Actually, Audnzd is clear because of there's a possibility you can even reverse where it is now. So the most important things is to understand the structure that is going to happen here. It's either it should have to give us a 5-wave move to the upside before it started to correct. So if it gives you a 5-wave move here and started to correct, that's how we should have to take it all the way to the upside, because of the trend of the Audnzd still need to go higher, much higher. So this is one of the best trade to tracking for the next week. The reason why I'm saying it's almost about to reverse to go to the previous higher in terms of the correction, internal correction that we have here. Let me just show you here. We had this, so if this is a W and this is a Y, we are expecting a Y here. Same applies here. We also have internal, let me just try to do in different color. We also have W, X and Y before we resuming higher. So this is actually a very good trade to track you should have to wait for the correction. So this one, I'm going to give you the signal for the next week on my channel. I'm going to give you the signal of usdzd. Once it confirms, I just want to show you something that is also very important. So I'm just waiting for this one to confirm. So once it is going to confirm, I'm going to give you the signal for usdzd. All right, so let's just go. Lastly, I just want to show you something. You know, the reason why I like this strategy, it's because of why it always plays amazing. There's a current that I was just opening here. Of course, I did not trading it, but I'm just surprised myself when I'm just seeing this is USD Thailand baht. On USD Thailand baht, I project this one. I think it was on 1st of January this year, but I not taking anything here. The reason why I not even get time, because of why there's so many opportunities in the forex market. So sometimes you can't even not focus on one thing. You can always be there's so many opportunities on the forex market. But I just want to show you something that is very interesting here, and I can make a lot of money on this Thailand baht. Right, so let me just try to go back to the daily so that you can see what I'm trying to mean here, and once you can understand Elo12 theory is always play exactly the way that we have been expecting. Right, so on the Thailand bet, the USD Thailand bet, let me just show you something here. Very interesting. This is exotic. So for those that have got trade exotic, this is a trade for you for the next week. I will go deep on this one. I'm going to analyze this one at least maybe in 2 to 15 minutes. So the first thing that we have here, you can see this is I make with purple. The second thing I make with green. The second thing I make it with the green. So meaning to say the green one is already happened, meaning to say this was actually a running flat. So what we should have to do, we should have to come back to the downside. So there's a two possibility here, as I'm seeing here. Of course, yes, so we've got an impulse here. It does also an impulse here, and it comes with an impulse. So what I should have to do, this one, I should have to wait for this one. I will go this one on the lower time frame so that you can even try to see what I'm trying to explain here. And does this here. It should have to do this and does this and possibly go this before it comes down. So there's a possibility it can be a 1 here, and a 2 here, and a 3 here, and we're going to expect another whatever that is going to be here, and it's going to be a 4 before we go to the 5. So another alternatives before even, but the trend is down. So why you should have to trend? I don't like to trade the opposite of the trend. I always need to trade where the trend it goes, because of why there's so many possibilities, there's so many alternatives. When corrections develops, you can try to focus like this, but finally you are not going to be able to understanding the way that is going to be developed when it develops corrections. So the most important things to understand when it comes to the forex market is all those kind of the correction that we have in the forex market, which is five corrections: a zigzag and a triangle, complex corrections, and right. Told you something like this. Right, so let's go back to the 2 hours. I project this one, I think it was January, before even it pushes like this, but you can finally it's already pushing higher like this, which is fine. What I should have to do on my side, I need the next move that is going to happen on the Thailand baht. So on this trade, let me just go back to 2 hours. All right, so it's clear on the okay. So the first thing that we have this move. Sorry, let me just try to do it in a clean. We have got this move, and it comes down like this, and then let me just try to do in a different color. It does this here, and it does this here. What should have to happen, it can also possibility that it should have to do this. So let me just try to use this one. So this one is this one. This is like and after that it should have to push higher like this. So the trade that I can take so far, I should have to wait for this one to push higher, and then I should have to come down. So you can come down with this leg, you can come down with this blue move, and you can also go pull back with this, and then possibly that now this is going to go all the way to the downside. So as there's a two possibility, of course, maybe this one can be a WXY or it can be ABC. So if it can be ABC, meaning to say it's going to be a 5-wave move. If it's a WXY, it's just going to be a 3-wave move, which is fine. So what is very important things when it pushes like this, just give us a correction here, and that's how we can take it all the way to the downside. That's why it's very important. That's why I respect a lot wave theory, because of why it never miss. I was just trying to show you something amazing on our channel here, like the way that we did US dollar MXN, and we have been trading gold as well. So on the gold last week, when I was posted to the members, and I told our guys, this is what's going to happen, and this always, or I should have to explain it, or it always should have to be play exactly the way that we'll be analyzing. So there's a difference between a trade and focusing. What I did here on Eurocad and Bitcoin and Audnzd and also in this USD Thailand, but this is a focus. But there's a difference. But there's a difference between a trade and a focus. So let me just come to the one of the setups we have been trading. I think this week I've been trading something 2,500 pips this week. It was actually a very amazing week. So I just want to show you how we made money this week. Let me just go back to the trading setups. Right, so this is our channel. Okay, let me just try to bring my annotation to here. I'm just going to show you something, guys. It's not that much, but guess what? The only reason why I like this is because of why it always play amazing. As long as you understand where the market is supposed to go, you never miss. So let me just show you something here that is almost very interesting about this. Right. I think this first trade that we have been taking on this one, it was USD MXN. Actually, it was gold. The first trade on it was gold. So let me just try to focus on the gold. So on the gold, we've been focused when it's supposed to be calmer. That's what exactly happened. All right, so let's go to the, because of why on the gold, I see the structure, it was actually different, but I came in updating it the way that it's supposed to be. The way that's supposed to be updated like that one. So this one, actually, I already told my members, guys, this is already a buy. We are already late, but we should have I buy here. It actually pushes to the all way to the, so it pushes 900 and something. It was 980 pips. Yeah, I check. Let me just check my one of my trades that I've been stored in on it on my phone. Yes, it's actually was, we are on the 1,200 pips so far. It actually pushes 1,200. Right. So this is how we take this trade. We already take this trade to the all way to the upside. So we are almost here. Let me just show you something here. We're almost here. We're almost here, and I'm almost targeting, at least it can be also a possibility to come to this point. So before we reverse to the ups to the downside, I will come and update again to my members and said, guys, okay, sorry guys, let me just try to, let me decline this call. Sorry, yes, I also always receiving a lot of calls. Right, so before it comes down, I should have to come, because this is a focus. But guess what? This was already a buy, and what is going to happen is going to also. So out of all those pips, you are not going to get. You are not going to get even a cent. The reason why, because of you don't have a strategy to take the trade. That's why it's very important to. That's why it's very important to have a strategy. That's why on our side we have a divergence and we also have a blue box magic. Before we take a trade, our trade is supposed to be confirming. So US dollar MXN was confirming when it was here, and we take all the way to we are almost on the 1,000 pips, and before it comes to the downside, it's always supposed to confirm for us to go all the way to the downside. So it can does this. Yeah, does this. Yeah, but guess what? We started to trade the USD MXN when it was here, and we came down here, and we always push here, and we should have to come down again, and we should have to also to push up to like this. But guess what? As long as you don't have a strategy how to take the trades, you are not going to be ever be a profitable. That's why it's very important to have a strategy that it works, and also have a strategy that you can always should have to always to confirm for you before you take a trades. So when you take a trades, you are supposed to have to take a trade with the 100% confidence, right? So let's just move to the gold. 900, which is almost 1,200 now. Let me just show you also gold. On gold, on the gold, let me just take everything out here. Right, this is what exactly it actually play amazing. It comes back here, it gives us an entry here. We are almost on the wave 4 here. What we should have to wait, we are waiting for the wave 5. This is when you go to the real chart, you can even see we are on the wave 4. We should have to go back to the wave 5 again. So this was a 1, and this was a 2, and we're on the 4 here. We are waiting for the 5 to go to the way to the downside. Right, so the second trade, I just want to show you one of my best setup. We always never miss because of why I am really understanding what I do. That's the reason why I respect a lot wave like to the fullest. Right, so let's just go back to the Audnzd and Bitcoin US dollar and also Thailand Baht. I'm going to update for you. Don't rush on it. I'm going to do update for you. I just want to show you something that is always very interesting. USD JPY. I take the trade here. We are almost on the 60 pips to the upside. Let me just we are almost on the 60. We take our trade here when that's where it confirms we are almost. Let me sorry. We are almost here. It's already pushed 60 pips, but which is fine. But the possibility it should have to go all the way to the back to the C wave. So meaning to say this is no longer B, A, B, C. It's going to be a W because we have got 3 here, and it actually come back with this. So this is also have to does this here. It should have to be so meaning to say this is a W, actually a X, Y. So this is how we should have to monitor it. So far we still on the trade, we are still holding on the US dollar JPY, on the gold we are still holding, also on the USD MXN we are still holding, and also usdzar. I give you also usdzar. It was on the free signal. Let me just show you on the usdzar. I just want to show you something also on the usdzar. So that is how is always amazing by analyzing forex market using L2F theory, because of why it's always never miss. NAS 100 is already about, it's almost here. This was the last of the trade of the week on the NAS 100. I project this one. We are almost here. It's actually correcting here, so it should have to also finish this move to the downside. So that's how we can. So we are still holding on the NAS 100. So right, let me just go back. Lastly, let me just show you usdzar. On the usdzar, because of why our channel is always being updated on the usdzar. I just want to show you where we've been trading, where we started to make money on the usdzar. We've started to make money on the usdzar. Let me just try to check the right analysis here. Okay, so on the usdzar, I started to make money. Let me just bring my annotation tool here. I started to make money on the usdzar when it was here. This was thousands. So I'm always targeting more than 500 pips, 300 pips. I don't like to trade less than 50 pips because of why I will always try to do this because of why I'm a swing trader. But it doesn't matter, you can even be a scalper by using for a lot wave, which is fine. There's because of I know there's a daily trader that they always they always want to trade like daily basics, which is fine. Right, so on my side I don't prefer that. We have been taken, we are almost here. Exactly after this one, it pushes back like this. I will go to the real chart on this USD. I just want to show you something. After this, the second move that we did on the USD, it was this one I give you as a free signal. I think maybe those guys that they've been taking this one, I think they have been, because it also went up with 1,000 pips to the upside. So this was 1,500, but so far we are on the 1,300 to the upside. So let me just show you something here that is also very interesting by understanding these structures. I don't see the update, but let me just go to the real chart, because of I did this one on the last week when I was giving the free signal on my group channel. Right, so you can even see X, that's where exactly it reverses. So I give this one, let me just try to squeeze a bit here. So I take my trades when it was here. I just want to show you something here. Bring my annotation to here. I take my trades here. It's always always to the upside here. So on the USD for the next session, what we should have to do, because of the target it's already reached, what we should have to do when markets open, we have to exit these trades, because of why there's now two alternatives that it can happen here. Of course, yes, but I prefer for everyone to be exit on this one, because of why what I see so far, the structure it has been developing like a bit. It seems this was a 1 2 3 4 5 here. So our 5 is here, and they started to, let me just try to take with it. It does this here. This is possibly it should have to push higher like this one, and let me just try to do cleaner for you, because I know our high 5 wave was here, and it comes down like this. So what I mean about this one, it also went up with this move, and it also come back with that, like, sorry, I don't know, it's with my, there's something wrong with my mouse pad here. Does this, I don't know why it gives me this error. Okay, let me just try to, alright, what I mean here, it pushes like this, it does this here, and it also it can have to push something like this. So if you have a 5 wave move here, let me just take this one, blue move. Our blue move is ended here, so let me just take the green color. I just want to show you something. So this is the alternative for the next session. Yes, it should have to come back like this, and possibly reverse all the way to the pull back all the way. So what does this mean? It only tells us this is going to be it can be a complex correction between on this one, meaning to say this is going to be A and a B and a C. So on the USD it seems the trend is still up. So what you should have to do for you guys, what I prefer for you guys, let's not be, for those that have been taking this trade now, what you should have to do now, be just exit, because of why I'm waiting for the more, but I'm waiting for the more data. That's this, I'm going to update for you guys, and then to push all the way to the upside again. So that's fine, guys. That's all for today. I will see you next time on Sunday again. So I say like Audnzd and Bitcoin, and then also USD Thailand, but I'm going to update for you, and I'm going to tell you to where to buy and where to sell, which is fine. So just be patient. I can do this all market analysis. You can even see there's nothing wrong. There's nothing that is difficult when it comes to analyze forex market on my site. And I think the rest of my members, they can also be able to identify one of the structures. I was happy. There's some of the two guys last week they sent me, and I just want to show you. I saw you one of the charts, guys. Because of why the most important things when it comes to the forex market, you should have to learn in the right way for you to become a pro, so that you can always should have to be by doing it by on your side. You are not supposed to depend by someone. You should always to be dependent by on yourself, because so guess what, I always believe every single one can doing it, because of this one does not require you to be a scientist or to be a mathematician or to be whatever, to be a doctor. It's all about learning it in the right way. After learning it in the right way, you can be a very successful trader until. So once you are getting a right information, you never miss, right? So this is how we have been trading USD. We have been taking a trade here. I exit here. We take another trade here. We exit here. We take another trade here. We exit here. So we should have to exit tomorrow. I'm not yet exiting on this one, but I should have to exit because of now there's a possibility it can come down here before it continues to the upside, but which is fine. I'm going to track this one move. If it's possible for this one to go all the way to the upside like that one, it's going to be fine. But the other alternatives here, what I see, it can also even push like this, and it can even start to come like this one, and it does this, which is fine. So whatever one kind of the correction that is going to be here, I'm not going to be involved on myself on the correction. I'm going to be involved myself on this next impulse that is going to happen on the USD. Right, so that's all for today, guys. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe, so that next time when I'm uploading my video, you are going to, it's just going to pop on your YouTube. And also, if you want to joining us, you can send me you can send me an email, or you can send me a message via WhatsApp or Telegram or whatever, even on the Facebook, which is fine. So we can talk about how we charge our full courses and how we do our online course. And then we also have daily webinars where we can come every single day and focus on the forex market Monday to Thursday, so that it's going to be easier for every single one who can joining us. Because of why I'm always believing if you can explain in the right way for the members, they can always be able to catch very fast. So if you are happy with our analysis, you can send me the message, and then we can talk each other how we can assist each other in terms of the course condense, and then how we charge per year. So realized. So that's all for today. See you next time. Thank you. Bye.